Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome again to the next lesson where we're going to be learning about Tanween. As you know, Tanween is a very important um, letters in Arabic because they give you a certain pronunciations that are very, very important. Um, so let's look at more of these and see how Tanween is pronounced. Right. So Tanween basically it's a double fatha or double kasri or double dhamma, which gives you the pronunciation of an, an, in, un, an, in, un. Those are Tanween. All right. So as you can see here on your blackboard now, you have a double fatha, which is, we call it Fathatain, double fatha, Fathatain. And it normally, just like the use of fatha, if you put one fatha here, it's one fatha, but if you put two of them, it becomes Fathatain, which is the double fatha, which gives you the pronunciation of an, okay, and the that kind of thing. So this is called Fathatain, right? This is Fathatain. And here we have a kasra, double kasras, double kasras, kasratain, double kasras. These ones here gives you the expression of in, as you can see, it's in. All right. And the last one, it's called Dammatain. And Dammatain, as you can see, is double dhammas, just double dhamma. Normally comes on top of the letter, and that's a double um, dhamma. So it gives you the expression of un, un, un. So from here, this is an, in, un, an, in, un. So those are the tanween. That end at the end, that's what makes it to be a tanween. All right, now let's practice some of the harakat that we have found that you will see. Just the same as we have done with your first harakat. Fatha, kasra, dhamma. The same, we get it also in the tanween. Tanween will have the same vowels. So here, this is Fathatain, Dammatain, Kasratain, Dammatain, Kasratain, Fathatain, Kasratain, Fathatain, Dammatain, Dammatain, Kasratain, Fathatain. So remember these letters, how they are pronounced. When you see this letter, this vowel, Fathatain, on a letter, that letter should be pronounced as an. If it's a alif with this, it will be an. Alif with Dammatain will be un, and alif with Kasratain will be in. So let's practice this so that we know, you notice them, how they are used in your when you are reading the letters. All right, so let's look at some of the examples of Tanween pronunciation. All right, here are some of the examples that we're gonna go through now. As you can see, this is dal with noon, dal with noon, and dal has got fatha, which is da, and noon with jazm. Remember, we just did jazm recently. So when you pronounce this word, you read this, it's done. We say no, the jazm connects to the letter that precedes it. Okay, it connects to the letter that precedes it. So here, the jazm precedes dal. So you call it done, done, done. Okay, because now you're not gonna pronounce, because this one here is a silent one. So the pronunciation will be done. Now, here we have used two letters and two vowels. To make it short, this letter, here we have now dal. Dal with Fathatain gives you the same pronunciation as what you got here. So dal Fathatain is done, done. Just like here we wrote dal and noon to make done. And if we just put dal and these two fathas on top, has the same pronunciation as that. So this is a shortcut in other words. So done, done, done. Now we have also another example here. So we've got also dal here with kasra and noon with jazm, which is din, din. But here we have another dal with kasratain, double kasris. And this pronunciation gives you the same as this pronunciation. Din, din, din. Now let's look at the third example, which is dal, dhamma, do, and noon, jazm, dun, dun, dun. This dun can be replaced by just dal and Dammatain. So you put dal and Dammatain gives you the pronunciation of dun, dun, dun. You have seen it now, how this little vowel can change the pronunciation or the combination of letters and give you just the same pronunciation as the one written in full. Right. So here, ta, fatha is ta, and noon, jazm, tan. Same as that. Tan. Tin, tin. Tun, tun. Then you've got ba, dhamma, boo. Right? That's a boo. Boo. Ra, kasr. Rin, bun. This is ba, dhamma, right? And this is ra, kasr. Ri, rin, rin, rin. Qun, qun. Run, run. Run, run. Qin, qin. Qan, qan. Lun, lun. Lin, lin. Fu, fun, fun. Run, run. Nin, nin. All right. Let's go for more examples so that we can see more of these examples. Okay. Now, here again we have ten, tun, tin, bin, min, mun, din, yun, hin, dun, dan, din. Now, here is the combination of now some letters for us to see how do these appear in your when in the letters. You've got kaf fatha, lam fatha, kalam, and mim jazm, kalam, kalam, and ha kasratain, kalam hin, kalam hin, kalam hin. Then you have here shin, kasr, shi, qaf fatha, qa, and qaf alif fatha, Qaf, Alif, Fatha, Qa. So when you see Qaf combined with Alif like this, it means that you have to pull, you have to lengthen the pronunciation of Qa. So it's Shiqa, not, if you take the Alif out, it's going to be Shiqa. But because it's the Alif, you mean that you have to lengthen or you have to pull the pronunciation of the Qa, so it's going to be Shiqa. In Qaf, Dammatain gives you the sound of Qu, so that Shiqaqun, Shiqaqun. Okay, now we've got another example here. Ain, Alif, A, Lam, Kasr, Li, Yai, Jazim, Li, Ye, Jazim, Yi, Mim, Dammatain, Mu, Ali. So when there is a ya with a jazm after that letter, it means that you have to also prolong or lengthen the pronunciation of lam. Yeah, this jazm affects the letter that comes before it. So here will be alimun, alimun. Okay, then we've got ba with alif, fatha, ba. Here, ba. Sin kasr twa, dhumma, situn, ba, situn, ba, situn. Ra, fatha, ra. Hamza, dhumma. We said Hamza normally also replaces alif. So Hamza and alif is almost the same. So Ra'u, wow. So if there is a dhumma and a wow, jazm, this letter need to be lengthened. Ra'u, fa, dhumma, Dammatain, fun. Ra'u, fun. Bi, bi'run. Bi'run. Saw'in. 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 Adin. Adin. Yun. Yun. Fadlin. Fadlin. All right, more examples again. All right. Sha'nin. Bitabi'in. Bitabi'in. Ba'dhin. Fakihatin. Fakihatin. Nusukin. Qa'idun. Qa'idun. Ishawatun. Jahratan. Jahratan. Sami'un. Sami'un. Shahadatan. Shahadatan. All right. That's how you practice, you pronounce these letters. Tanween is a very important pronunciation in Arabic. So let's practice them so that we can see that you understand this thing when you see them in the Quran, when you start reading Quran. I would like to see you again in the next one. Thank you very much for attending this one. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.